it's about finding balance. So for somebody who says, "No, I'm just so stressed. My body is stressed. I don't sleep well. I feel bad. I'm tired all the time." It's not just about losing weight. It really is a lifestyle reset.
Welcome to yourbrilliance.com. I'm your host, Amy Waterman. One of those things about getting older is the way your body changes. Your body is different after kids. It's different again after menopause. You can't expect to have that fitness that you had back when you were 20, and that is okay. But our guest for today, Tina Margaris, did not want to accept that her lifetime of fitness was at an end just because she was getting older. She had been an athlete her entire life, and she wasn't about to stop now. Today, she's going to share with us her science-based program for staying active and feeling like your best self, no matter what stage in life you're at. Welcome, Tina.
Thank you, Amy. Thanks so much for having me. I'm happy to be here and chatting with you today, for sure.
So I want to start with you. You were a high school PE teacher for 2 decades. You were a podiatrist before that. And then you had knee surgery and everything changed. Could you tell us about that?
Yeah, I'd always been an athlete. And even when I was doing podiatry, I was doing sports medicine type stuff. But my vocation or my calling was actually teaching. And it was my very first degree, believe it or not. And so I did spend 22 years as a high school teacher. And I'd always been a national athlete. And when I was 52, my knee just went. And so I ended up having surgery as a repair. And subsequent to that, the surgeon removed the cartilage, the meniscus in my knee, and told me that I needed a knee replacement. And I said, absolutely not, because I was so worried at that age that I would end up having a couple of replacements inside of my lifetime. And so with my medical mind, like my science-based mind, I just started researching. Some way, somehow, I wanted to be able to be active again. And I have to admit, I spent probably a year and a half pouting because I was really at a loss. And I was in menopause. And so I was gaining weight, and like a lot of doctors tell you, they say, well, you just have to accept it. It's your time of life. Those are the things that are happening. You lost your hormones, those sorts of things. But I just refused. And I started looking at supplements and different ways that I could treat myself that were non-prescription, only because I can't even take over-the-counter anti-inflammatory. It upsets my stomach. So I really did have to research that. And that's kind of how I came about to be living my absolute best life, I have to admit.
So when I was talking to you before, you said that you spend quite a lot of time working on your fitness.
I do. I do work out, but I can't run. I still have no meniscus in my knee. I do wear a custom brace. But so my exercise is gentle exercise. So I'm not going crazy. I'm just doing it. And I'm there. And it's such an anti-stressor for me as well, right? A real decompressor. Makes me a happier person, better mother, better wife, better colleague. Exercise for me does that. So yeah, it's not extreme, but I do exercise for sure.
So I want to talk about that because when so many of us look at fitness advice, we see fitness advice for really, people who are really going for it. And all of the fitness magazines have these 20-somethings on the cover that look incredible. And they've got all these exercises that if we try it, it just hurts. So you do gentle exercise that doesn't stress your body. What do you think is, if we don't want to be those uber fit people like on the covers of magazines, what's the minimum we should be doing? Like, we don't have to go crazy with this. What's just keeps us going?
Well, I exercise 6 days a week. resistance training really is key. Now, that doesn't mean to go out and lift heavy weights or anything like that. For instance, at my local gym, I go to a pump class, right, where you go through all the body, but you get to choose your weight, whether it's light, whether it's heavy. And for me, I can't lift anything heavy. It will bother my knee. But going through the motions and doing the exact exercises in good form is always great. Or I use resistance bands, with the handles on them to do all my exercises. So like I said, everything is in moderation and nothing is extreme.
Mm-hmm.
At this time now, in this time in the world, we're home all the time. I do go for a walk in the morning and then do a little bit of exercise in the afternoon, just to kind of keep revving my metabolism.
So what I really like about your saying is we don't actually have to be spending hours at the gym, right? This is something that we could even do from home.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of people like to get up and do their exercise first thing in the morning. And I know a lot of people that like to get up and do that gentle exercising right away and then get themselves ready for their workday. I mean, you can do all plethora of exercises. And listen, if you go on YouTube, it's free. There's so many amazing experts on YouTube that have a lot of great stuff to share. And, it's all about modifications and easing into things. Even if I go to a higher intensity fitness class, I only do what's inside of me, my ability, what I'm capable of doing. And I don't worry that I'm not jumping jacking next to the, 30-year-old lady beside me or, doing burpees next to the really fit guy beside me. I just do what I can, but I'm moving. And that is key.
Oh, I really love that. I think that that's a message that we could all hear, that we don't actually have to be the Instagram, Insta fitness sort of woman. We can just do what feels good to us. So I love that. On a slightly different note, one of the things that we need to support our fitness is obviously really good nutrition, because that nutrition is what helps build the muscles and get us back on track. But one of the things we know is that as we get older, it feels like those diets don't work. It feels like our metabolism is slowing down. What are your recommendations in terms of how to eat to support that fitness?
To be honest with you, when you look at somebody who looks extremely fit, the nutrition side is 80% of the game and 20% of what they're really doing in the gym. And that is a scientific fact. So taking care of your nutrition is key. And there are so many crazy fads out there these days. I have had so many people say to me, there's so much, I don't know how I'm supposed to eat. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. You can, there are vegetarian diets and vegan diets. Those are separate. They are taking certain foods out of your dietary daily nutrition. That's a choice, oftentimes for humanitarian reasons. But what I'm talking about is people who say, well, and I'm going to say this, and this is strictly my opinion, as far as the ketogenic diet goes, that is a diet that was developed for children who are sick. Children who can't metabolize sugars, and is now, come into this fad world where there's keto everything. And I can tell you that I would not say to my child, okay, Sally, you're not going to have any carbohydrates in your diet. We're going to eat lots of protein and lots of fat. You wouldn't do that to your child. You wouldn't deprive them of carbohydrates, which are actually our brain foods. As far as intermittent fasting goes, it works. Is it sustainable? I'm not sure. And I also would not have my child be an intermittent faster. So for me, eating the way everybody wants their whole family to eat, that type of nutrition is what's important to me. So for me, eating a balance of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates of real food and learning how to balance our blood sugars is what's key. And I found that out when I was fit, but chubby. So I was still fit and doing all my exercises, but I was chubby, and I was menopausal chubby. My stomach was rounder. I was like heavier. I was 20 pounds heavier than I am now. And when I finally decided I can't look at all these different fads, it's too much. I don't know where to go. I decided that I was going to utilize this science-based program that I follow now and that I help other people with. And that is eating 3 meals a day of balanced proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. Wasn't difficult. Whole foods. You feed your children the same way. Your children are healthy. Your husband is healthy. You're healthy. My husband makes the suppers, so I don't even, I shouldn't sound like, I don't want to sound like a housewife. My children are happy, because I'm a professional woman, and that isn't my job. He does the suppers. But what I'm saying is that way of eating, the fat just left my body. I wasn't doing a concentrated diet. The fat left me and stayed gone because I'm just eating in a balanced way.
So what I love about that as well is that it's not about buying the meal replacements. It's not about cooking yourself specific meals that you wouldn't feed the rest of your family, which is so much extra work. It's about all of your family going on this health journey together at whatever level they want to participate in, right? So do you do exercise as well with your family?
Well, I mean, my husband has always been an athlete too. My daughter is a professional show jumper, actually. That's why we live on a farm. But anyways, my daughter's 31. She's a grown woman. She's just living her life like an adult, kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, I have really great friends who their children are in elementary school or high school students. Everybody eats the same type of balanced food. Now, listen, I am almost 56, and our bodies do become deprived of hormones and, less acting enzymes within our body that are natural, amino acids, those sorts of things. So I do utilize supplementation. Like I would never say I didn't. I absolutely do have some staples in my diet, but natural staples in my diet I utilize supplementation that way.
So I want to talk to you a little bit more about that. You actually, because this stuff is kind of hard to figure out on your own, you actually coach women for free through all this. You've got this 8-week lifestyle reset program.
Absolutely. And it's about finding balance. So for somebody who says, "No, I'm just so stressed. My body is stressed. I don't sleep well. I feel bad. I'm tired all the time." It's not just about losing weight. It really is a lifestyle reset. And so inside of that 8-week program, it is split into 3 phases. There is a detox phase where, wait a minute, you're not juicing, and it's not just liquid, you're actually eating the 3 meals in your detox phase as well, but a 7-day detox, which helps reset your adrenal glands, helps you in so many different ways. I have so many people who have said, "I didn't realize that I wasn't supposed to have achy joints, but after I did the detox, I don't have achy joints anymore," or they say, "I didn't realize I didn't have all that energy. I have so much energy," and then from that detox phase, we go into an ignite phase, which takes up the rest of 1 month, and where you are having to introduce a little bit of exercise, not a lot, gentle exercise, but eating in that same way. We do fill the gaps with some supplementation. As an adult, I fill the gaps with a protein shake. So believe it or not, I eat 3 meals. I have 2 shakes in the day. Some people are looking at me, "You eat that much?" I eat that much, and lost 20 pounds and kept it off. The last phase is called the Thrive phase, which you really introduce a lot of your old life back. So if you wanted to go and have a big night out with a whole bottle of wine for yourself, if that was what you were really wanting to do, or going and having a great big, meal or festivity, you would, and you wouldn't worry about it, because when you came home the next day, you just slide right back into your routine, because it really is that easy.
And so all women have to do to be part of this is you've got a private Facebook group?
Yeah, we have a private Facebook group. We really are like a really tight, kind, supportive community inside that little group. And we share recipes and, a lot of teachings. There's actually, I have 2 other colleagues that help moderate the group with me. One is a Les Mills fitness pro, and Melanie gives all kinds of exercise tips. She's awesome. And the other is we call her our resident chef. Robin is from California, and her whole family eats this way. And she shares lots of recipes and different ways that you can make some awesome meals that are really balanced this way. So it's a real group effort. And then everybody else shares in the group as well.
Fantastic. Now, for those of you watching, if you want to be part of this and get Tina's coaching, all you have to do is shoot Tina a message and she will connect you with the group. Just go to yourbrilliance.org/Tina. That's yourbrilliance.org/TINA. Thank you, Tina, so much for coming onto the show. And I wondered if you had any last message you would like to leave our viewers with.
Well, I do actually. I know we're all just coming away from being in shelter in place or locked down, or all of us coming together for the whole world, actually, in something together for once with this pandemic. But my thought and the thoughts inside my group and the thoughts for all of us are that we should emerge from this cocoon as butterflies. Don't let the stress of being at home and having to change your routine affect you so much that at the end of this, when we all go back and everything is completely normal, if there is a normal, or we have a new normal, that you are set back. Why not come through it on top? Come out of it on top, setting an example for your family, for your brothers, for your sisters, especially if you are caring for other people. Be that person that's the super healthy person. That's it.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Tina. And thank you out there for watching. Now, did you have any aha moments or insights while watching this interview? If so, let us know in the comments. For more interviews like these, make sure to subscribe to Your Brilliance TV here on YouTube, and then hop on over to yourbrilliance.com for more tips and insights on how you can live your most brilliant life. See you next time.